to look at Olga and be like, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And now, I don't know if she's going to be upset with me, but now...
especially because we're going to Nelspruit with an old flag hanging there. There's precautions there. I'm going to take precautions. I'm not saying that in the podcast. I will say...
There needs to be a beep there.
My eyes were so swollen of crying. Because that's the first time I saw... You're listening to the Baascast. Yeah, it is better than it sounds.
Welcome back to the Baascast. I am with two of my favorite people that I've ever met through in and worked with in the music scene. They are called Wim and Siphe. That one's Siphe.
Yeah.
That one's Wim. And they are from the band Zebra. However, the entire band is not here for a couple of reasons. One, to try and get 8 people together is a lot. And 2, I actually only like them. Please don't tell the rest of the band. That's a joke. That is a joke.
All right. Let's start.
Welcome to the Baascast, gentlemen. Let's start with a good striped horse. Cheers.
Cheers. You're worth it. Remember.
It's like you guys are hinting at a sponsorship, endorsement deal.
Hinting.
Mm-hmm. I want in on that.
Hint, nudge, nudge.
Listen, welcome, guys. It's been a while since we actually had a chance to just sit down and talk cock, eh?
Yeah, it's been too long, actually.
And I mean, now we've got beer. We are here at Whisk Wine Bar. Thanks for letting us film here. And it's beautiful. Look at the space in the place. There's flowers.
Look at all those chickens.
Yeah, occasionally you might hear a rooster. Cocky, I think one of them is called Cocky. Or he's just being cocky.
Well,
I just call him Lunch.
I'm going through all the puns in my head now, but I can't think of one. Damn it.
Jy voel veer vir puns.
Ooh.
Jy wil net so graag 'n eiertjie lê.
Give me a second.
Just waiting for the egg to be
Go
laid.
on. I'll think of something.
You know, just sit on it and let it incubate a bit.
Just down to be. Oh my goodness. You're on top of things, yeah. You're on
Much
top
like
of
a
things.
chicken on the eggs.
You just sounded like this.
Well, I don't know, I could keep going on about this, but I'm just going to get into the action of it all and say, right, guys, how's it going with the music? How's the band? How's the life? What? Wait, let's first ask. Imagine there's like 2 people in South Africa that has not yet seen a Zebra show, and they have no idea who I'm talking to. Just quickly tell us, who are you? What do you do? And all the nice things that you're supposed to be asking in every single boring interview.
We're Zebra.
Yes.
What to expect of a show is upbeat, high energy, basic chords, nice hooks, and a
Do you have
good
any
time.
secret chords?
Secret chords? No.
Oh, so you don't want to please the Lord?
I've got chords that I don't know what it is. Some guy told me like it's on the 5th fret. Someone will help me here. E, D, G. I don't know what that is.
It's
and
a
then
chord.
it's like a D, something. Yeah, but I've got chords that I don't know what I'm playing.
As long as you get to the D, bro.
At the end of the day, it's about the performance. It's about the vibe. It's about being a part of the show more than anything. It's not about us getting there and playing music to you. It's about us getting there and creating a vibe together.
Yeah.
I think, and that's one thing that always stands out at a show, to kind of rephrase and paraphrase and steal from you. You don't play music to people. A lot of musos rock up, and it's almost like they play music at people.
Yes.
They're giving a amazing performance at people. But you guys involve the crowd whether they want to be involved or not.
Exactly.
We have to, otherwise they'll realize we're a cock band.
I feel you, dude. That is my entire philosophy on stage when I perform. It's like, as long as people are enjoying themselves and tend to drink, they forget that I'm really not a good musician.
Exactly.
I think people are there to forget about life for 45 minutes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's all about the music is average, but the performance is everything.
That should literally be on the top of your website. you know those ads that go out? I think it was...
Should we need a website?
That would be step 1.
Yeah, step 1, get a website. Step 2, put a slogan. The music is average, but the vibe is great. But
Nice.
it's like the advertising... what was Angie's G-Spot was the first restaurant where I saw this.
Oh,
It's a restaurant.
Beautiful.
Venue. I don't know if you've been there, but it's in it's very close to Union Dale. It's on that Prince Albert's or Prince Alfred's Pass.
Okay.
There's a place called Angie's G-Spot. Sadly, Angie has passed since, but their advertising on the dirt road as you drove through the pass just said, what's it? Warm beer, lousy food, and what was that? Warm beer, lousy food, and shitty service, or something like that.
Nice.
And then you physically can't complain if you walk in
Exactly.
and the beer is warm.
Exactly.
Have you guys seen those restaurants where the waiters are supposed to be rude?
The Karen work
Don't you think
restaurants.
that will not work in Pretoria
It would not.
There's one in Cape Town.
at all?
It's
Really?
called the Dog's Bollocks.
The dog's bollocks.
Do yourself
will
a
see
favor.
you.
You literally walk in. When you're going to perform at the Striped Horse in Muizenberg,
Yeah.
pop over the mountain slightly, just around the corner, go to the Dog's Bollocks. It's close to inner city. And you go in and the waitress greets you and it's like, sup fuckers, what do you want?
Nice.
Yes.
And she reads you the menu once and she's like, listen here, listen close. I'm not fucking repeating myself for the slow one in the corner. Right.
I would love taking my mom there.
I'd love to take Duncan there.
I would just love to go
Duncan is
there.
our drummer. Duncan, love you.
Fucking Duncan.
Listen, getting back to your band, Duncan, drummer, and stuff. Tell us about the progression of the band just quickly, because when you guys started, it was essentially the two of you on the stage doing things, and now you need multiple vehicles to get to your gigs.
Yeah.
Either multiple or one big one.
It started completely as a joke. Are we gonna do this one?
Yeah.
All
Go for it.
just
Go for
think
it.
of it. It started completely as a joke.
And then people liked what we were doing.
So we got a bassist.
And then we carried on and people still liked what we were doing.
Then we got a drummer from a show we were at. No rehearsals.
And it worked.
Then no one thought it was gonna work because it's a joke.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
then-
all the music we wrote was like about things that we went through at the time and things that we wanted to do, like go to Mexico
Yes.
and get drunk. And then, and then a couple of years later, I can't remember what band we watched that had a brass section. We're like, we should do that.
We need brass. So we got brass.
No, look, if you're that desperate for friends that you need to hire bras, you know.
No, we're that desperate to entertain you.
We're there to give vibe, boss. It's about the vibe.
And if a couple of extra bras tag along, you know, it's fine.
I remember one conversation with you at Antlas, R.I.P.
Oh, we've had many. You only remember one.
I only remember the one. Boss came to me. He's like, "Can you get your ass out of your what is that?
Get your head out of your
It's my
ass.
second language. Get your head out of your ass. This can actually work." And we were like, "What? This
Honestly, I mean,
Let's try."
we never rehearsed. It was kind of like a thing
Yeah.
of we'd sit before and be like, okay, what's the story? And then we'd figure out a story, get onto stage, and perform.
You know that in the beginning it was a running joke between myself and like one of my mates there that I could literally pick up which weeks you guys bothered to rehearse or not.
Nice.
Because it wasn't that you were always cuck when you didn't rehearse, but it was just noticeable that you felt less comfortable performing, especially in the beginning phase of your career. You know what?
Yeah.
It was clear when you actually bothered to have a little bit of a plan of what you're going to do and then just filled in the blanks versus, oh shit, now I have to improv and perform and entertain and make music.
Yeah.
I had someone want to jump in on the deep end on that and say, can you guys run me through a basic prep session of how do you go about structuring your show?
So
Yo.
that's a rough one.
So Siphe has the job of making the storyline. So let's say we play at Whisk, right? We know there's going to be families, so obviously no swearing. And then we kind of build a story around the place that we're playing at. Obviously, we can't say we sold drugs in Mexico like we would at
For a Sunday
Lenterdag.
afternoon gig.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, we need to alter the story, and then in the set, if the story isn't working, we just change it up and go with anything
Exactly.
he says, act it out. We didn't want to write a zebra
Musical.
musical. It
was
was
a
supposed
time-
to be a theater show.
Yeah,
not
we
a,
wanted to
not
do
a
it
pub band.
at Grahamstown Arts Fest. It was a thing, and I think it's still a dream for us to do it. I think our music is not just hey, we're singing a song. If you listen to all our songs,
Depends
there's a
how
story.
drunk we are.
There's a story.
Yeah.
There's a story in every song, and that was the idea behind it. Was like, okay, we've got all these different songs and things. imagine now creating characters around it and doing character development throughout that. I mean, you've seen how they've taken the Queen musicals and Mamma Mia with ABBA. It's done amazing.
Turn it into proper live stage and turn it Zebra the musical movie.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
And
Exactly that.
It goes a little bit deeper with like, it's 8 different characters, 8 different backgrounds in South Africa, but we're still a band that likes to,
Which is a
likes
big
to
part
play.
of who we are.
Yeah, it's all about-
it's about diversity.
You guys are
100%.
exceptionally diverse, but Vim is the most diverse of the entire band, theoretically speaking. Because if you know Zebra and you take a look at them, right, there is a larger proportion of the nation that might resemble the likes of Vim that you associate more with John Deere trackers than with good tracks playing on the stage.
Fair.
yes.
So while the rest of the band, you know, kind of look more like, oh, look, I'm on a stage and I don't know what a tractor looks like.
Yes.
Well, I know tractors, but I also know how to vorshow. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's right.
If you know what I'm saying.
That's right.
Attractive.
A tractor trip. Nice. Classic. Shit, why don't I think of this? Anyway,
You're not on top of your pun
I'm
game
really
today.
not. I don't know. I need brandy. Where's
I
the banana man?
understand when you're in the presence of a master, it can be intimidating.
But yeah, I think it's when there was kind of a sprung in Zebra, so we got gigs everywhere to our surprise. The main mission for my character, Vimy Bliksem, is to be this Afrikaans guy that works on the farm and likes boerewors and biltong and braai that isn't a racist, you know?
Yeah. To be clear, that is not
It's
a
not
racist.
racist.
Just want to put that very clear.
Yeah. That's my character.
So is the character that you play? Let's stand still there.
There's
for
a
second.
character
on
when you-
stage. Is it characters that you
Obviously.
play or is it you?
I think well, personally, I don't know. You
Yeah.
you can tune me wrong here, but we with me having my theatre background, it's always been Vim gave me a character. He was like, "You are the captain." At first, he wanted to call me the Waterkloof Buffel. I hated it.
The Waterkloof Buffalo. That's a good name. Siphe, the Waterkloof Buffalo.
I hated it.
That's
No,
a
no,
cool
no. Put it
name.
this way. I prefer captain for you, but please use the Waterkloof Buffalo for something.
It's in the series. We'll go.
The
We'll
get to
Waterkloof
the-
Buffel. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it was like, you are this person. This is your character. I mean, myself, when I first met Vim, I don't think I was as confident as I am today. You know?
Oh, it is.
Well,
Love you.
Or as gay.
I mean, just for him.
It's just manly love.
The thing, I didn't have the confidence that I had. And Vim was like, okay, cool, dude. You study theater. You understand characters. This is your character. When you walk onto that stage, you are the captain. You literally steer everyone. You control everything. Everyone takes their cue from you.
And not just the band, but the people in the crowd
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly. And that sat with me. And it's always been for me. I walk onto that stage and now I know this is the captain. And eventually it became a part of who I am. And that I think that brought a lot of confidence to myself as a person. But also Vimy Bliksem is a character.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on a farm once.
The fact that you are a Bliksem in real life is completely coincidental.
Exactly.
It wasn't a thing of like Bliksem.
Yeah.
It was a thing of like, you know, those Leon Schuster movies where you prank someone and then he goes, Leon, you Bliksem. It was, Vim, you Bliksem. Because I like pranking people.
And you like Leon
Watch out.
Schuster.
I do like, it didn't age well.
It did not.
I think
really
I
didn't.
disagree with you vehemently.
Oh my
It
goodness.
aged perfectly.
Really?
Absolutely.
Shit, I don't know.
What's interesting, I grew up watching Leon.
Everyone grew up watching Leon.
And my grandmother still today, swears by Leon Schuster. Says Leon Schuster's the
Shucks.
funniest comedian ever.
Yeah, it's
Who
good.
the fuck is Trevor Noah?
Exactly. Look, I mean, I
That's what my grandmother feels, okay?
and your
Not-
granny, Gam, she said, "Who the fuck is Trevor Noah?"
No, she did not. She's a God-fearing Catholic.
Sorry,
But-
Gogo.
I think us as a woke. I hate that word. I hate that word. But as a woke generation,
Yeah.
it feels it hasn't aged well. Whereas I feel like if I talk to my mother or my grandmother or older generation, they still love him.
I think it's not all of it. I'm not saying cancel. I'm saying there's some that was just like, oh, dude.
I think if you take
a
into
little
account the time in which it took place,
Yes.
the type of comedy is still relevant, and I still stick to it's still freaking funny. But like with most comedy, most entertainment, anything you consume, you need to take a look at where was it conceived, where was it performed first. Exactly. I mean, if you had to judge old school British comedy skits now that were filmed in the 1980s, 70s,
That's fair.
Just on a practical point, you won't necessarily get all the jokes unless you think back to that era. I mean, if someone makes a joke about a rotary telephone now, there's an entire generation and a half of people that has never used a rotary telephone.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And in the same way, when we look at comedy on stage, whether it's Leon Schuster performing pranks, blackfacing himself, or someone making jokes that are considered to be inappropriate now, maybe it's time to just take it for what it is and not with the intent that you see of malicious people now.
Yeah.
Fair.
Out of that, I want to ask you guys, have you ever had a situation where your comedy inflamed people to, or wait, what's the wokey term, triggered people and made them actually mad at you as people and not at the characters on stage?
I can think of one incident, actually. I don't know if you can.
Middleburg.
Yeah. Oh, that too. That's two.
We want to hear both.
I don't know.
Okay, so the one incident was interesting at on class, and we performed Taxi Love. And there was a girl there, I'm not going to name her, but she was studying political sciences at the time. She had just joined the EFF. She was a friend of a friend. And they'd come to the show, they enjoyed the show, and then we sat down afterwards, and she attacked me. She was like, it doesn't make sense. How would you ever see a white boy in a taxi?
I've been in a taxi.
Yes.
I use
Multiple
taxis
times.
No,
as
fair,
my transport.
fair. But for her, it felt like we were trying to ridicule the mode of understand.
Okay.
She didn't take it for what it was. She didn't take it for the love story that it was trying to create and the message it was trying to. She took it.
But that's not how we wrote it.
She went to.
all.
Sy het gesoek vir 'n demoon agter elke bos.
Exactly.
You know, she tried to
Exactly.
find the
looking-
demon
Exactly.
hiding where she
And
placed it.
interestingly enough, we're still friends today, and she still listens to our music. She really does.
Okay.
But at that point, she didn't understand it. She just felt like we were trying to, what's the word? Almost downplay a situation that shouldn't be downplayed.
I remember this.
Do you
I think
remember
I
this?
started crying.
Yeah.
How did you deal with it though?
I had an
Firstly with her and with him crying.
He's
secondly.
the captain.
I had an intellectual conversation with her.
Yeah.
We said, let's look at the facts.
Mm-hmm.
What are we trying to create? We're not trying to create a place where we're saying a white man will never go into a taxi. In fact, we're trying to create a world where we are equal. We are what we are. We are South African. There is not this thing where people come and say, oh, I don't see color. Fuck that. You do see color.
Yes.
Celebrate
You are
it.
white. You are black. You are Zulu. You are Afrikaans. Celebrate your culture. It's what makes us South Africans.
100%. Brandy, please. Woo! You just got me psyched out, bro.
And Umboti for Siphe.
Oh, booty, man.
I'll drink a cream soda. I don't know what. No,
Shit.
look. I mean, you can go into the whole racializing of everything,
It's
or not.
oh, not.
And it's a choice that everyone makes.
It's about creating a South Africa. It's about creating a South African.
Preach, brother.
You know what
South
I'm saying?
African.
A South African.
You are talking like a king, my brother. What is going on? I love it. I
I
love
mean,
it.
I was all prepped to ask you a very serious question now, but I think you kind of already answered it. But I would like to hear your thoughts on. Look, you guys are obviously playing the race game as an entertaining factor in the sense that you don't shy away from the fact to make sure that, there's certain stereotypical role reversals of, Wim doing the stereotypical black things or and stuff and, whatever the case might be. I want to ask you blatantly, are you race baiting people so that they can get into your shows and get into your music?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not raised.
It's not really baiting people. For us, it's about
Showing you.
rallying.
Rallying? Yeah.
Rallying people, like saying, guys, yes, you are Afrikaans. Yes, you are from the farms. But I can tell you now, Uncle Tsepo there in the township does the exact same thing
Yeah.
that you do when you get home.
100%.
We're trying to show people that yes, we're from different backgrounds. Yes, we're from different places in this country, but we are South African.
South Africa.
I like that because I went to Soweto the other day with Frank Morba and just met some of his family,
Legend.
went to a gig there. And the one thing that stands out is, look, whether you live in Sandton or Soweto, fucking Brakpan or wherever, after a hard days of work, you want to go home, take your shoes off, have something to eat, possibly something to drink, and hopefully fuck someone beautiful.
Exactly.
What you eat might differ.
Yeah.
What you listen to make you relax will differ. But at the core of it, we're all freaking the same human beings.
Exactly.
That's what we're trying to show.
And there's no place else. Boss, there is no place else that is like South Africa.
Dude, this melting pot of awesomeness we've got can be so divisive and annoying on the one hand, and mostly I'm talking to Ax van die Ooste groepie Pretoria people, you know, those
exactly.
people on Facebook groups like that. Yes, don't get me started on those. Yeah. But I do believe that there's a silent majority in this country that just wants to, as I said, they want to eat something lekker, drink something good, have enough money to go on holiday, and hopefully fuck something beautiful.
Exactly.
The loud ones are the ones that cause the cuck.
Yeah.
And you guys step up as loud, sensible people, which you've never been called in your entire life.
Never.
Never.
Climb in the ranks, my boy. Climb in the ranks.
I see you've got performance, you've got a message, and then obviously you've got music. In that order, how would you grade it in order of importance for you?
You go first.
For me,
Yeah.
those are the foundation. There's no one is higher than the other. That is a foundation of what you build to create a movement.
I'm so glad you went first.
So what was yours?
You're right.
But
I would say message, performance, music.
so for me,
If I had to choose.
yeah,
You know
no,
what I'm
I
saying?
understand. For me, it's a foundation that creates a movement. Because at the end of the day, when we started what we started, yes, it was a joke. But eventually we had to sit down and be like, dude, what are we actually doing? What are we creating?
100%.
Once it starts taking money and time, you need to figure out what you want to do
Exactly.
with it.
And at the end of the day, I think we were trying to create a movement of South Africans who are proud to be South African. I want to be able to stand there and look at my brother and say, guys, there's one thing in South Africa that you can't find anywhere else in the world. That is Ubuntu.
100%.
You understand? That is Ubuntu is umuntu ngabantu.
And for
A
those
person
of us,
is a person by people.
I like that.
That is Ubuntu. That is the spirit of Ubuntu. And you can't find that anywhere else in the world. Not the way we do it here.
No, I think our history as a country, we are at that point now where, let's be honest, the majority of the people that function in your circles have never experienced a past directly that South Africa had. You know, it's not a single one of the core group of your fans were born before apartheid ended.
Exactly.
And
No, we.
you've got an exceptional opportunity there to not have to fix the past, but shape the future.
100%.
How do you guys feel that responsibility is on you? You know, how do you deal with the responsibility? Do you take it serious, or is it conscious for you that you are responsible for the thoughts, patterns, reactions of people, or do you just say, "This is my message that I put out, deal with it, and what to do with it what you want"?
I think we show the message without even thinking about it, you know?
Yeah.
It's not a, we need to get on stage and show people
Yeah.
we are one. That's
It's
not the
something we
point.
plan. It's not something we go on and say,
No.
this is what we're going to
We
show.
just go on and show. We played a gig in Nelspruit. And
One of my favorite gigs, actually, that
yeah,
one.
we played a gig in Nelspruit. Example of what I'm trying to say.
Blue Moon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good play.
Played a
Shout
gig
out
in
Blue Moon.
Nelspruit just before Fok of Police Car. And it's Nelspruit number 1. It's Fok of Police Car number 2. Like, all right, let's go. Without even thinking of it, we just went on the stage, did our thing, and there was, as I get on the stage, there's this Wimmy just sitting there with his striped horse lager. Sitting there, but boopie, khakis, shorts, 2 pair of sokkies, you know, the Boere Wimmy, you know, sitting there like this. And we start with Chadung Chung, oh Guguletu. That's our first song in Nelspruit. Everyone goes, what is happening? You can see the confusion. We're here for a folk-off show. What is happening? And by the end, I could see his foot just doing tappy, tappy, tappy. And I was like, I got you, man. I got you. You just saw something that you've never saw. I don't think a lot of the small towns.
Did you just call the capital of Mpumalanga a small town?
It's kind of small.
It's a large town, but it's a really small city.
Yeah.
There we are.
I think a lot of those guys don't see a lot of what we do, you know.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I have found in a lot of my different travels through South Africa that, oddly enough, bar the odd experience here and there, small towns tend to be so much more appreciative to the weird, the different.
Yes.
They will go and support, well, essentially, in some towns, they will just go and support anything that happens because nothing happens. But, I mean, I've seen gigs get, pubs get filled out, and then it's like a dude just playing some originals just because something's happening. Have you had a similar experience that people are more open in small towns to you, or?
So I've found with
Small towns
is that a small town is a certain way. You have your house, you have your watering hole, you have, the type of people you live around. And if you don't fit into that box, you feel like an outsider. And those people tend to leave those towns. And then you get something like us that comes and then says, dude, there is no box.
There is no box.
It's okay to be you. And that's why I feel like those small town people love us.
Okay.
I mean, we played in a Nelspruit again. The first time we played in Nelspruit was a place called Cafe Rock and Throttle.
Cafe what?
Cafe Rock and Throttle. It does not exist anymore.
My word.
It was
It's one of those gigs where I walk in the front, Siphe's in the middle, and Ivan's at the back.
Is it? It was a factory.
There's a reason why Siphe walks there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get protected.
Protection.
100%.
It was a factory that was that would at night turn into a bar.
Yeah.
Literally.
That is beautiful.
There was some flags hanging there.
Yeah.
Some
Old South African flags.
old South African flags.
You feel exceptionally colourful when you walk in just because the flag's so bland.
So we're kind of scared about walking in. It's weird. There's tension. It's like a kind of biker thing. And start the show. What a vibe.
Everyone.
What
is
a vibe.
Like, oh my God, yes.
Yo.
Don't you think we sit with some wrong preconceptions sometimes by trying to be so prepared just in case, things are shit,
Exactly.
that we sometimes miss the good?
Yeah.
Walk in expecting someone to bliksem you just because you're black, and in the meantime, they're just like so appreciative because you're bringing music.
Exactly.
It's too harsh, two very different realities.
Yeah, but us as South Africans, we need to prepare for everything,
That's
We're
true.
always prepared.
You check the wrong way of the one way when you cross the street, you might as well just
Whatever.
double check that the woman with the car key doesn't look some Siphe.
You need a, but we all look at the same thing. We all phone in the pocket, put your hand out. You go. Everyone's looking at the same thing, doing the same precautions. So precautions, yeah, we do them. Especially because we're going to Nelspruit with an old flag hanging there. There's precautions there. I'm gonna take precautions.
Look, on this point, I actually do remember one other gig that you guys played that had a bit of an issue.
Ugh.
And
Tell me
that gig pissed me off gloriously.
We know exactly. Yeah.
So I will just give the brief detail because I don't really care much for that event, but I organized the thing and Zebra played there. A phone got, well, I'm not even saying stolen, but a phone was missing out of the person's thing. And the first people they went to were literally, per chance, the performing musos, because they are the only ones that were at the event that were not friends. Mm-hmm. It just so happened that every single one of the musos they approached were every single black muso in Zebra.
Exactly.
Horrible.
I'm not justifying violence against women, but I was so close that day to do something bad.
No, that was weird. I remember you were not having it, eh? You were not having it. But we still had to play the show because we need to play and show people.
And I think that should happen right before you had to go on stage.
Yes.
So, and you still came to me, you just said, boss, you deal with this woman, I'm not dealing with this cock.
Exactly. And that was it. I mean, for me, look, I'm not gonna lie and say, I grew up. No, I grew up in a very privileged place, and that is something like that, blatantly, where someone blatantly comes up to me and says, "Can I look in your bag? Because something has gone missing."
You can look in this bag.
And you understand? I could not fathom the gall.
That's a nice word.
Fathom the gall, the audacity. You understand? And at that time, I'm just like, I can't. I'm not like, my head was just like, dude, you don't need to deal with this. No. And that's why I walked up to you and I was like, this is your. Yeah. I'm not gonna deal with this because that's not me.
No, you are the muso performing, and I think it is a sad reality, and at the same time a good opportunity, and also a justification for your message that it's still needed. That there's not a vast, but I want to say there is a proportion of South Africa that is still, let's call it previously minded.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying it's all white people. I'm saying there's a lot of people in South Africa that are still previously minded.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever boxes they want to place people in, I want to lump them all in a box. I'm not saying that in the podcast. I will say...
there needs to be a beep there.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I'll be smoking, but we're gonna just go
Look,
with it.
90% of the people listen to this podcast, so if you didn't mention that you're smoking,
Yeah, well, this is like,
don't smoke, kids. Honestly, it's a bad idea.
it's a
Very
bad
bad.
habit.
Don't do it.
Don't
Speaking
do
of
it.
bad habits, I want to get a bit into the fun part. We got
Let's
deep
go.
into the things. I don't know where
Yes.
we were at, so we're just going to continue from our new point. What's the most fun you've had on gigs, on tour? Just to regale me with awesomeness.
We played a tour in Durban, and I licked the lighthouse.
He did.
You licked a lighthouse.
I licked the lighthouse.
The lighthouse in Mklanga, he licked
Yes. If you see it in Mklanga, there next. If you're on the
Promenade.
Promenade, look to your right. There's a lighthouse.
Is
I
there anything
licked it.
preventing anyone from licking it?
It's very salty. It's very salty.
Oh, so it's not like there's a crowd barrier and that says no walking on the grass,
No,
not even that.
no.
It's just like,
No,
there's
you
a
can-
building, let me lick it.
There was some striped horse involved.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
I think for me, I've got two stories that I'll never forget.
Two true stories.
The first one was that same tour, sitting at a restaurant in the middle of Durban, like a small restaurant, and we're all sitting there hungover from the last night before. We had just played Stump Nose Brewery the night before,
Nice classic.
and
Oh yeah.
we're sitting there, and Wim looks at Luke, the sessionist, Luke the Snook, and he says,
Snook.
Luke, you won't sniff that beer. Now, we are sitting at a family restaurant with a lady that's...
It wasn't beer.
what was it? Was it Tabasco?
It was Tabasco.
Tabasco, no.
It was beer. I'll sniff beer now. That's not a
No,
thing.
you won't. Just be out of here.
A bit later.
But anyway, we're sitting there, and then there's this lady on the inside. So we're sitting on the outside, and it's obviously glass. She's sitting on the inside, and Luke just goes. He's super thin, so he does this, and this.
What does he do? For those, wait, let me audio describe.
He's-
For those of you not seeing what's happening, is Siphe's holding out his hand in a particular fashion,
And he
flat.
flexes it, and then there's like a little
A dimple kind
dimple
of
thing that opens up.
So where I've got a fat bit,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
a standy outy
yeah, it
bit.
goes in for him.
He's got a
Okay,
butty.
dude, just watch the YouTube clip or the video on Spotify for this bit. Show them in the camera your hand thing.
So there, over there, and then he puts the Tabasco in, and he sniffs it with the one nostril, and this lady goes, like, you
I'm
know,
with the lady on this.
What is going on?
We all were. We didn't
We
know.
were all like, what the fuck? Not even 2 seconds later, he does it in the other nostril.
You have to balance.
Yeah, to balance. That was his words. He needs to balance it out.
Look,
Sniffs
I'm not actually
Tabasco.
judging the sniffing of the Tabasco. I used to, for a party trick, sniff tequila. However, what I am questioning in the story is, one, why was the lady on the other side of the glass watching you intently enough to say, what the fuck, to him sniffing his hand? And number two, I had a good one for number two, but I can't remember what it was.
And then that happened, and we got very drunk. That night we decided to go out into Mklanga, and we started sniffing beer like that out of his hand because out of his hand.
Oh, so you started to nah.
Yeah, it was one of those nights. It was the first time we ever flew on tour, so we were like, we're not driving.
Got the fragile sticker on my guitar. That's how you know you made it.
And then
You're not a real musician until you get that fragile sticker on your guitar. And you can't buy one. Get it really. Work for it. If you're there already. Good
Or
on
go
you.
to Chamberlain's, they've got them on a roll.
and then the next story is one of my favorite gigs of all time. It's a little fucking festival called White Mountain
Oh, glorious.
in the middle of the Drakensberg. I still think that's one of my top 3 gigs that I've ever played.
Like a...
And it was the first time that we were, doing a gig for these type of people. And like, okay, cool. It's very Durban-y, type people, older crowd. They're just there for the music. They are there to listen to new music. And we got onto stage and we started playing. And I had... these were people's mothers, bro. These were not... these were people's mothers. Literally grabbing me and trying to grab my penis
Donnie sexually assaulting you.
while on stage. And I thought it was the greatest thing ever at that time, obviously. I hadn't gotten my better half and everything then.
But that's happened a few times. Like,
fair.
what's that student Joel? I won't mention the place. But it's like this Afrikaans student Joel. And
Potchefstroom.
Near
and
Northwest.
it's like they've never seen a black guy before in their life.
We'll say it was close to
Bella Bella.
It was in Bella Bella. And we played the student Joe in December, matric vakansie type vibe.
Shocked.
And these people couldn't fathom a black guy that could speak Afrikaans firstly.
Yeah.
Secondly, that could drink more than they could.
Yeah.
But that was good times.
And jump that high.
Yeah.
I still can't believe it.
I still can't believe it. That body is not supposed to be elevated
Ballet.
at such a speed upward. No, it's weird. Listen, you brought up a point that I really want to talk to you guys about. Alcohol seems to be a cornerstone of Zebra's existence. You do have a sober drummer now.
Yes.
You're still sober, right?
100%.
Fucking fantastic,
100%.
because I really appreciated his life change. He grew so much. Duncan, honestly, dude, if you're watching this shit, I hope you do.
Yeah.
Well done.
I think he just found the balance.
But
Yeah.
how's the balance for you guys? Because, obviously, look, we established earlier, it is a stage presentation that you do give. I know the feeling. A lot of what I did and do on stage is, hey, let's drink, haha, Baas de Beer is party Joel. But would you reckon that you would be able to do? I'm not saying it's going to be a challenge, so don't worry, you don't really have to do it. But would you be able to do like a full-on sober Zebra show, not a single drop of alcohol, not a mention of alcohol?
Yeah,
We have done.
No one in the crowd drinking.
We have done.
We've done plenty.
We have done plenty.
And we've also found the balance before shows. Usually it was you get there,
wrecked.
you drink. Not like we're getting wrecked before the show,
Yeah.
but now it's 2 beers or 2 brandies, 1 shot. That's it. Before you get afterwards, you can have the time of your life.
2 beers, 2 brandies, 1 shot.
Yeah.
That's already
Well,
fun.
no.
2
2
beers
beers
or 2
or
brandies.
a
So
brandy
2 drinks
special.
and a shot, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I think
just to put you on that.
it comes with
absolutely.
maturity.
If
I
you're
mean,
the
we got
rest of the
old.
band, I just want to say, if you want to, if you're Vermin, you want to actually still drink more, remember brandy has got 2 drinks per drink. It's a double.
Yeah, no. Me especially, I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
Have you cocked up a show because you were too fucked to play
I've cocked
properly?
up 2 shows
Tell
that
us
I can
more.
remember. First one was Farnes Beertge,
His
best
birthday.
photographer ever. Check him out, Farnes. Love you. His birthday
I've never
at
been so
Fokov
mad
Bar.
at him. Oh my god.
Luan,
I love Pretoria.
yeah, one of the craziest guys I've ever met in my life. Luan buys. I think I'm not over exaggerating here. This is the honest truth. I can show you the video. I'll send it to you so you can put it in if you want to.
Okay.
But he buys, I think it was 60 Jägerbombs and 60 brandy specials. That's 120 brandies and 60 Jägerbombs. I'll
For
never
the
forget.
band.
No. For the whole bar.
Jeez.
But as he orders, I'm standing next to him, so I inspected. And
Supervised.
that was the night where we played, and in the fourth song, I smashed the guitar with no backup guitar.
Which is bad if the guitarist does that.
Yeah, I smashed the guitar. Siphe was so mad he didn't talk to me. My brother started crying, Chanel didn't talk
Was that
to
the
me.
nice guitar?
Yeah,
Yes,
that
it was a
that
Fender.
That was a Fender. Yeah.
He smashed an acoustic Fender.
No, it was bad. Yeah, that was one of the cock-ups I've made while having too much, and like 2 weeks after that, I think
Yeah.
we were playing a bar in Irene, Centurion-ish. Rhymes with Kale Taze.
Yeah, that one.
And we have this little part where we go Mission Impossible, dum bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum bum, and then Siphe and Justin do these Mission Impossible moves and stuff. And I thought I want to get in on this as well, and I did a Bomalakisi, but as my body was in the air upside down, my guitar swang, and I landed on my guitar, and all you hear is
Two
over the
guitars in
whole-
2 weeks.
I didn't break it at least, but something
Cracked
did
it.
crack. Yeah, and then
I saw the cracked guitar.
no one actually spoke to me afterwards. They weren't like
I just didn't
because
think
they
you were
know
that
I
dumb.
No, they know I know that I messed up, but I've been good since.
No, you have been.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
why.
guys,
2 beers and a shot. 2 beers and a shot.
in life you learn.
Yeah.
You got. There's never a time where you do things and you just gotta go right all the time. You have to make mistakes. It's the only way you learn.
I have to put it on my bucket list. I smashed the guitar.
Yeah, dude.
And I smashed the first guitar in Fokov Bar.
That's
For
true.
real?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it up on the wall now?
No, there's a little piece.
Ah,
There's
nice.
a little piece, yeah.
I must say you two drink very slowly for professional drinkers.
We're not professional.
Not
drinkers.
anymore. Whilst that was a lot of this we're talking about we were younger.
Yes.
Okay, we're older now
And why is
Older
it?
now. Why
because
is
we
that?
matured
And much more broke.
and much more.
Oh man, I want to know. There's a thing about each of you that's actually hit me. So I'm going to turn my focus a little bit more Vimish side, right? You're a man. You know,
I
as
am
far
a
as I've
man.
checked, I've asked your girlfriend. You're a man.
Are you sure?
man!
In fact, her words were, "He's very much a man."
Ooh.
So
My brother got the looks. I got something else.
the brains,
Yes.
totally, both of them. false.
Secondary
Anyway,
brain.
one thing that impresses me about you, right, Vim, you seem, especially contradicting the image that you portray as Vim die Bliksem, and so you are actually exceptionally emotionally in tune. Like, I have not seen someone cry as easily at a music show because they appreciate the moment as I've seen you, and I've seen you experience events, moments, people, almost much more purposefully or intensely than I've seen in other people. And the thing that I want to ask you is, what would you have as a commentary on the fact that, you know, real men don't cry, the perception that men are supposed to be so stoic, so strong always, while you seem to, obviously, look, I'm not saying you run about crying at butterflies, but you seem to be more in tune with your emotions. What would you think about that as a culture for men? Should men aim to be more like you in that sense? Experience it, feel it, live it, cry.
Yo,
Also, that's your new slogan. Experience it, live it, feel it,
Give me
cry.
a second. I just downed brandy. I think men should be able to show emotions whenever and however they want to, but what is the word? Toxic masculinity.
Hey, look at you bringing out the
Britney
big.
Spears song. Your toxic masculinity. That's not the words, but you know what I'm saying.
It is now.
I keep on saying it like that. But yeah, I think a lot of men are indoctrinated by old-fashioned rules, and I think times have changed 100%. But I don't think people should be like me more in that sense. I think people should give less of a F-U-C-K. You know what I'm
Are
saying?
you just quoting all the Britney songs now? If you seek,
Is that-
yeah,
is
it's
that a
like
song?
if you seek Amy,
No.
if you seek
No. Yeah. when I cry, and I cry for a while, and then I get over it, and
But
that's
it's
it.
beautiful, dude, the way that you enjoy music. And I remember, obviously it's a mockery of your friends when you start bawling your eyes out because you feel the moment. But I remember distinctly the first time that I saw you, and it was at Park Acoustics. I can't remember who played.
Gardenzoid.
It might have been. I've
He's
seen you
getting
cry at
teary
a
right
few.
now.
I've seen you cry at a
Don't get me started, boys. Don't get me
But
started.
I think there's something beautiful about seeing the way that you experience music and the moment that you're in.
I think because I grew up in Middelburg. Middelburg was great to a point. It was boring as, and
You're allowed to say fuck.
my mom's gonna watch this.
Sorry, Tani.
And sorry, mom.
Write a song about it.
Maybe I should. If you can't see it, Siphe is showing his
Siphe
sorry,
is
mom
showing a
tattoo.
tattoo on his
We just say the same
bicep.
thing. Anyway, what was I saying? ADHD.
ADHD, Siphe, help.
Growing up in Middelburg.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
growing
grew
up
up in
in
Middelburg, and coming to Pretoria was like coming to New York. I've never had that much life and activity and stuff around me, and since like grade 6 or 5, I've always dreamt about seeing these shows and experiencing the people and doing like living the life that I want to, and the fact that I can say we won a World Cup in rugby in my lifetime is, I'm gonna cry. I want that. That's part of my life. No one can take that away from me. I was in the front row with Gardenzoid at Park Acoustics. No one can take that. She gave me a Jack Daniels shot. The late Henry Engelbrecht still has a photo of me taking the shot where I do this. I had to take onto Nell's sunglasses because my eyes were so swollen of crying, because that's the first time I saw Mama Karen. The first time I saw a Funko Cartel show. Funko Cartel was my favorite band. Bloed, Sweat and Trane changed my life, and it's all these things coming together, and now I'm actually living what I said I would do. I'm gonna cry. It's too much. It's passion, it's love, it's a awe. I'm in awe about these moments that I can capture, and it's not on a phone. It's an experience I'll have with me forever. I'm gonna
No one
cry.
can delete that from your hard drive unless they use a big
100%.
hammer.
When Kulisi lifted up that trophy, I get goosebumps right now. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
I just mention how different we are in age. When you mentioned that you lived through a World Cup, I was actually, fuck, you're not old enough to have experienced 95.
No, you've had 3. I've only had 2. Wait.
I was born in 95.
We're going for 4.
That was the year I was born.
Yeah, no, I only hear the stories, I miss Hatfield Square completely, because I said I'm only gonna, like, some of my friends went at like grade 10, they went to go check it out. And I was like, no, I'll wait for my time.
And then when your time came, the square went.
Exactly. But you can agree to that.
You know what?
We've been in the privileged situation where we see these international acts, local acts.
We have, and
I
we've
cry.
experienced beautiful things.
I cry every time I see the Shabs, because the Shabs is my favorite band of all time.
I like
It's
John
the
Shaban.
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 John Shaban.
John Shaban,
He's
what a
just
G.
a freaking legend, and his songwriting skill. Oh.
Every time I talk to him, I start crying. Ian Roberts, I can't, dude.
I will never forget the day I met Ian Roberts.
Okay, let me just give you the backstory. Ian Roberts.
I'm getting a brandy for this story.
I
just saying.
had Radio Kalahari Orkest's album, Stoom Radio, when I was probably grade 6. That guy changed the whole way I write songs. Is to be Ian Roberts or John Shaban, to be honest, The
And it shows in our
storytelling-
music.
Yeah, the storytelling they have, it needs to have a concept. I can't just write a song of love, But you've met people like that.
No, look, even when
I've
you
blabbed too much about myself.
when you met Ian Roberts, like I know Ian Roberts from generations. I never knew Ian Roberts had a band. Me, we were there, we were watching Generations as kids. Me, I saw him, I was like, hey, that's that guy from TV. And he was like, hey, no, dude, he makes music. And it was, it's eye-opening. It's, we've experienced the same person, but in different situations.
Yeah.
I like it. I
You
like
understand?
that.
We all saw the same thing.
but we had different experiences of the same thing,
We
and
played,
it was still our hero.
we played Oppie Koppie's top stage, but not Oppie Koppie time.
It
Oh, yeah, it
what
was
it?
Hedonist Fest.
Hedonist,
Fest.
yes.
Hedofest.
And that was the first time he had the chat with
Ian
Ian
Roberts.
Roberts.
Oh my goodness.
And he walked up to me. I'll never forget this, boss. He walked up to me and he's trying to say something, but he can't. It's just tears. And he's like,
When me en ek se moes. Ek kan nie. Stemradio het my lewe. I couldn't. That guy meant so much to me. Like, we got a gig opportunity now, and the organizer is one of the old Springbok coaches. I won't say his name, but
Ooh. Why?
he WhatsApped me, and I called Brandon, our manager. I was like, "This guy just messaged me. I can't deal with this. You need to take it over. I'm gonna start crying." Yeah, living moments that you dreamed of.
yeah.
I'm gonna cry. I'm sorry, because I'm in
And
the
that's perfectly fine. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Siphe, what I want to stand still on you for a second, and then we got to start wrapping this thing because we can talk forever, but
Yeah.
time, ne? One thing that stands out for me is like you've got so many, I don't want to say hustles, but fingers in pies. You know, if you're not teaching kiddies how to do drama, you're on stage getting adults drunk. If you're not busy doing that, you are, also doing the business side of things. I know, Wim, you did the business side of things as well with things, but we're talking to Siphe now, chill.
put the mic down. Put the mic down.
It was the most polite mic drop I've ever seen. Don't make a sound. How do you find, Siphe, now, the balance for you? I don't want to use the phrase work-life balance because that's stupid, but, between being the exceptional artist, the out-there guy, and then next moment turning your back and being responsible for essentially the shaping of young minds, but then also coming about and saying, hey, I've got the responsibility to venues that need their gigs happening. I've got a business to run. I've got a band to guide, all that. How do you manage as a bro to just center yourself and keep the balance between it all? Are you balanced?
So I was about to say, in the beginning, I didn't. And it was easy in the beginning when you're young. You're young. You have few responsibilities, I only moved out of my mother's house at the tender age of 25.
Lucky son of a gun.
Yeah, when I was young, I would have said, oh, loser. Now I'm like, oh, you had food for 4 years.
You understand?
Goodness me.
And it was easy for me to put everything in what I was doing. And then I met someone that I wanted to create a life with. And then I had to figure out how to create that life balance. How to create not being out every single night. How to create, because in our industry, doing this on a Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock, having a brandy, is not what most people do.
No.
But that is part of my job. It's part of my job to go around, sit with clients, have a drink, but it took me a long time to find that balance. And when I did find that balance, I had to create boundaries for myself and say, okay, guy, you need to spend time with A and you need to spend time with B. These are your priorities. C pays for the bills, yes. But A and B, you can't live without.
So essentially what you're saying is that if you prioritize correctly, the method in which you achieve those priorities can differ in order of what's least important. So
Exactly.
you'd still want to take care of,
Me.
I was going to say Olga, but okay, you still want to take care of those you love.
Exactly.
And if the vehicle changes and
Exactly.
your priorities are right, you won't be upturned.
Exactly. I mean, I had to look at Olga and be like, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And now, I don't know if she's going to be upset with me, but now I've got a baby on the way. I've got a mini
You
me
just
on there.
dropped it.
Yeah, I did.
You just
I'm gonna
dropped
drop it.
You can't just drop it like that.
Sorry.
Oh goodness.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I've got a mini me on the way, and priorities are changing. But I still am going to be me. I'm still going to be the hustle guy because that has always been who I am, and it's never going to change who I am. But obviously priorities change, and you're gonna have, okay, my priority is I need to provide for my child, I need to provide for my partner, I need to be there for my partner. But it's finding a balance. It's, oh, you've got a karaoke night tonight, babe, come with me, be my second, instead of me paying someone to be there with me. No, you come with me, let's have a date.
Who do you want to pay to be with you? How often did you hire prostitutes?
Stop that.
I can say whether you are the hardest working guy I know by far.
Yay, work.
But
Johnny Sins is harder at work.
you do find the balance, and I respect you for that. That's why you're the captain, Webber. That's why you're the captain.
It's hard. It's hard to say to Vim, hey, dude, I'm not going to come through today.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time where me and Vim didn't go a day, boss, a day without seeing each other. Only now, later in our friendship, is there we go like a week or two without seeing each other. And that's a lot for us. And it's, it's hectic for us as well. Because when we see each other, we're like, dude, I haven't seen you like 2 weeks. I miss you. Fuck. Like, you understand? But there were times, like there was that time where we spent every single waking day of the year together.
It's at that point now where Siphe is just gonna get flown into gigs. We're gonna have to take the van down.
Listen, I want to end off with a quick fire round of things we've done. We've touched on your industry, we've touched on your band. We didn't touch anyone that we shouldn't. Quick fire round, and then I want to end this thing because you know what, Siphe's got priorities and he needs to go and
That's right.
be responsible.
That's right.
As do I.
I love you.
I
This is one of the things that actually break people. We'll be on stage and we'll look at each other and be like, I love you, and literally go, and people go, oh my god,
breaking 2 stereotypes with 1 kiss. Though.
Okay, quick fire round, guys.
let's go.
And first thought that pops up into your mind.
Wait. Can I ask you one
Yes.
question? Here we goes. What would be the song that plays in a room before you walk in? Think about it. I'll tell you mine. Mine is 24 Karat Magic Gold. Bruno Mars. Dun, 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 dun. Give me your attention, baby. All right, Siphe, go.
Ooh.
Have you got one, boss?
I'll wait for Siphe.
You only have 30 seconds. Comes to your mind. Here we go.
Earth, Wind. I think it's Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah.
Hollywood Swinging.
Hollywood swinging. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Remember,
It stops playing as soon as you walk in.
Yeah.
It plays before you come in.
It was either that or Notorious B.I.G. Big Papa. But when you call me Big Papa.
Shit. That's cool. Then you walk in. Okay, boss.
with a
let's go.
baby.
Yeah, that's
Let's go,
right.
boss. Let's go, boss.
I would want to have Queen, Princess of the Universe.
Oh.
And as I walk in, here we are, born to be kings with Princes of the Universe.
And then you walk in.
And on those steps, go. You just walk in. It's like,
Yeah, dude.
everyone turns around, they're like, yeah, he's here. And then they go about their lives.
Well, everyone will have a song playing in every room. So.
All right, so, quick fires.
Okay.
Favorite Zebra song? To perform, I have to say.
To
Taxi Love.
perform, I'm gonna go with Mexico. I'll go with Mexico. Or the Heist. The Heist is also cool.
So, Zebra Love, Taxi Love, Zebra, Folk.
Taxi Love.
What do you say?
Mexico. Yeah.
Song that you wish you wrote, but someone else wrote it before you could.
Ooh, I just thought of this, man.
Freshly Ground. Fire's Low.
Good song.
Giga Mikasa.
He's right. You're my baby. Chica.
Song that you wrote that you wish you didn't.
Oh, let me think. Song that I wrote.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a Zebra song if you wrote other songs, but ideally,
Song that he wrote. He wrote it. One Night Stand.
One night stand. I'm on a one night stand. Oh, actually, I won't say it. Whatever.
No, say it.
I really don't like JD.
He hates it.
The person or the song?
No, the song. Everyone likes it. I don't know. I wrote that song
It's
in
not
like
my favorite one.
So
It's a good tune though.
for most people, it's their
love it.
favorite, and
Really?
it was a song that he wrote. He wrote that song when I was yo guys.
I wrote it
Was
in
I
5
not-
minutes because of Siphe.
I was heartbroken. I was like, this
Because of JD.
woman broke my heart, and Vim was like, no, let's write it, bruh. And people love that song.
Yeah. And then songs we work
love
on
your
for
heartbreak,
2
bro.
years.
2 years.
No one listens.
No one listens. Taxi Love, another one we wrote in 5 minutes. We wrote Taxi Love in the manager's office in Antlos.
I like that. Can you guess my favorite song of you guys?
Let's, let me think.
Google it.
Zebra kind of weak.
I like the Zebra Fucking Way one. What's the
Zebra
official-
kind of weak or Zebra fucking way?
What's the Zebra Fucking Way one? That,
Na 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 na.
Zebra. I like that, but it's not my favorite.
Oh, is it? What's that song?
I hate my boss. Obviously, how did we miss that?
Honestly, in my mind, you guys will always be the ones that were an open mic, sitting there singing, I hate my boss. And roughly, at least one of you, especially in the beginning, every fucking show that I was at least one of you would look at me and, yeah, we're singing this song, but and I know who it was written about. It wasn't me.
It wasn't who you think it was written about. I can tell you that. It doesn't start with an R. It was no. It was back Middelburg days.
My entire world has been shattered. And on that weird note, gentlemen, I am going to say thank you so very much for joining me on the
Thank you
Baascast.
for having us, bro.
Give a quick shout out to anything you want to promote. What's happening?
Cape Town.
Cape Town
We are confirming.
for the first ever.
Zebra Cape Town tour. I think it's only 3 days, but we're coming. We're coming.
Make
for
it
you.
5 and book them at more venues, guys.
Comment what places we should play at.
Drop
Yes.
a venue, tag them in here,
And
make
venue,
sure.
contact us. We're ready.
If you've got a garage where 9 people can sleep on the floor, let us know.
Is it now 9?
No,
With Brandon,
Oh,
the
Brandon,
photographer.
manager, you're so important. You've got one of those.
it's actually 10 because we got this 8-piece band, manager, and photographer.
If you've
so
got a garage where 10 people can sleep,
And a budget
contact
for a
us.
big band,
Yeah.
book them.
book us. We're
They
ready,
re-
guys. Cape
they-
Town, we're ready.
Zebra is good value for money. I will say that. You get 10 times the entertainment that you would get by investing it into porn.
Yeah.
You know what? And if you pay for porn, you're stupid.
Also, Cape Townians, I think you need to start a petition to get the Steezies back.
Yes! Okay,
Start
start
a
all your guys
petition.
tour. Bring the Steezies back. We need more Steezies in our existence.
Imagine this. Zebra,
Yes.
the Steezies,
Nomadic orchestra.
Nomadic Orchestra,
Oh my goodness.
Crimson
I
House.
was
Oh my
about to say
goodness.
I'd
Oh my goodness.
Imagine that lineup. Would you not pay money
What is
to
it
see
called?
that?
What is it called? The Nomadic Zebra Steezy Experience. I don't know. Something like that.
I don't know what it's going to be called, but I shotgun freaking emceeing that thing. I will be the Baas de Beer opening act. I just want to be there.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Gentlemen, thank you so much that I could steal your time on a
Thank you, boss.
busy Monday afternoon that you guys could
Got
sit
meetings
here and
now.
Yeah, we got meetings
drink
now after
with
this.
me and talk luck. I really appreciate
Thank you for
it.
having us, man.
And for what it's worth, as the dude that was there literally from your birth, your inception, your conception, essentially, I am exceptionally proud of the two of you as individuals and of you guys as a band of what you've achieved. You are literally the example that I use when open mic guys, when young musos, when wannabe aspiring, establishing artists come to me and they say, listen here, do I think there's a future for them in music in South Africa? And I name 3 names and you are at least one of them.
I'm gonna
So
go now.
thank you for proving
See
it.
what I mean? This is what
Let's
happened.
hope. Buddies,
Okay. Cheers. Cheers
Thanks
to
to
that.
the
Baascast.
dankie gents.
Lekker.
Danko.
Thank you for listening to this Baascast, and thank you so much Audio Torch for sponsoring the camera gear.